Hey, so I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about Twitter. Twitter is something a lot of people have a very hard time with because it's so different than other forms of social media. The problem, right, is with Instagram and Facebook, things are fairly straightforward. You go out, you post your shit, it gets shared. You set it up so that it is optimal in the feed, and there's a few basic rules you learn, don't do pictures with lots of text, use these hashtags, don't use these hashtags. You can figure it out. It's just like putting up a billboard. It's fairly intuitive in that regard. Twitter is intuitive too, but I think that because Facebook kind of came first and was more powerful, and is more powerful, it's made people not fully understand where Twitter falls and what Twitter is for. Twitter is not for self-promotion like that. Twitter is for building a brand through communicating with people, right? If you want to get far on Twitter, you need to interact with other people. And that takes a lot of time. That's part of why I'm not a huge Twitter user, because I just don't have the time investment. That being said, it's a place where a lot of journalists and politicians and sort of the literati like to hang out. And it's a really great way to sort of growth hack your career. I have friends who run small labels who interacted with a lot of the bigger people in their genre, and because of that, we're able to growth hack and we're able to impress some of the bigger people in their genre, get some opportunities they may not have had otherwise. Kind of like how if you go to the right show and hang out with the right people, you're eventually going to get involved. This is a way to hang out with those people, but from the comfort of your beautiful living room. There's actually tons of journalists, especially in the last 5 years, who I know one lady in Syria who, when she wanted to be a journalist, when Syria happened, she just flew out, got a place, yada yada, started tweeting about it constantly. Eventually people started to hire her because she was like, oh, she's boots on the ground, she knows what she's doing. And I think that's sort of where you need to be coming from if you're trying to promote yourself on Twitter, right? It's a question of who you can engage with and how you can engage with those people and what you're going to do to make that more effective, right? And it's hard, I'm not going to lie. You need to... when you're tweeting, if you want to be effective at Twitter, you win by mass posting. I know that Twitter power users tweet 100 times a day. You want to get involved on every hashtag as it's hitting, right? And you want to be, like I said, you want to be a power user. You don't have to do everything all at once, but you have to plan all those tweets out. There's a ton of super wealthy people who spend half an hour to an hour every day prepping all their tweets for the day, and then do a couple retweets every hour. That's just how they have to do it, I'm not necessarily a huge fan just because it's not for me. But again, it's worked for a lot of people to get them very far. I knew people in high school who literally all they did was tweet a proverb every day with a couple little hashtags, and they ended up getting paid hundreds of dollars a month just to keep doing that, and then sponsor a few brands, And again, this isn't a super self-evident thing. It's not an easy thing. Quite frankly, the politics on Twitter tend to lean very liberal, and it can be sometimes tricky to deal with that if you're not a liberal. And even if you are, you might not just want to deal with politics, and Twitter is a very political place, especially because of our president. This all being said, you can get really far on Twitter fast if you understand it's for conversations, not self-promotion. It's like a Facebook group. In Facebook groups, if you're just posting about your band, everyone's going to laugh at you. But if you're interacting with people, eventually someone's going to go, oh, that guy's pretty cool, Matt Bacon. And then they're going to see what you're doing and try to engage. Just a thought for you, in case you're trying to grow your Twitter strategy to better understand that very unique and exciting form of social media. Thank you so much.